Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartiya and welcome to TFI Let's Talk. And today we have with us once again Shaun O'Meara, Field CTO of Mirantis. Shaun, it's great to have you back on the show.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about Lens DevOpsCare. Tell us, what is it?
So DevOpsCare is aimed at our customers who want to be agnostic to the Kubernetes platform they're running on, but are running into the age-old challenges of the complexity of Kubernetes and adding and managing applications on top of Kubernetes platforms. So this is a new foray for Mirantis. We're moving up the stack. Traditionally we've been very focused on the infrastructure side of containers and virtualization. We're going into supporting our customers in building out and maintaining and operating their applications. The challenge as we see it is, customers are dealing with an enormous amount of complexity when it comes to Kubernetes. There's an enormous amount of choice out there. Everything on that CNCF landscape that I know you and I have spoken about in the past. We're here to help our customers make better decisions through the power of Lens and with the power of we're adding on the Lens extensions to make it easier for customers to consume that and those resources.
Thanks for explaining that. Now, this is something I just quickly want to talk to you because we are talking about Lens also. It has been a while since Lens was released. If I can ask you quickly, in the Lens ecosystem, what role is DevOpsCare going to play? How is it going to help user? Not only just with Lens and ID, but in general.
DevOpsCare is going to leverage the power of Lens. Lens 5.3 just released this week, actually last week. We've got a number of fantastic new features as part of Lens. As you know, in the past, we added the extensions capabilities within Lens. We're about to talk and release the Lens clusters capability, which will every developer will be able to get access to a real production level cluster to run their test workloads on automatically through Lens. One of the big powers of Lens is the ability to extend Lens in a very sustainable way. So we can start to add extensions to Lens and add extra capabilities to Lens. And that's how we're going to offer DevOpsCare. Lens is the gateway. It's the entry point. It provides for the services and the service-based, as a service-based offering, added on the Mirantis skill, the Mirantis experience in helping customers operate these environments.
If you can also share, because of this, of DevOpsCare, how it's changing the life of developers or users. Like, what are the clear benefits that, without that, they had to do all this and suddenly it's making their life so easier?
So the clear benefit for the users is ultimately elimination of the complexity. What we're hoping to achieve is to make the whole exercise of building and running applications on top of a Kubernetes cluster anywhere, regardless of what Kubernetes cluster it is, a lot easier for users. And we're doing that by focusing on tool sets and capabilities like visibility, improving the speed and the delivery of containers and container softwares through CI/CD tool sets, allowing them to run Kubernetes with confidence. So without having to become Kubernetes experts, they can focus on building value into their applications. We'll take on the responsibility of looking after all the infrastructure that's necessary to actually run Kubernetes applications in production. Everything, as I've said, from the CI/CD all the way through to managing and securing the environment.
Why you are releasing it now? Is there any need that you saw some pain points within the ecosystem and you're like, we have to do it now? What is the need for, OpsCare?
I don't think it's necessarily a new need, but I think it's a need that's coming to a head within the community. The on and on every year since Kubernetes has been around, CNCF as an example have done their survey. And one of the questions that every customer gets asked is, what are the barriers to adoption? And every customer turns around and says complexity. And you can see it's high up there. We've done our own surveys across our customer base, and it's complexity every single time. And the complexity is moving up the stack. Up till now, a lot of companies have been focusing on that infrastructure complexity and getting Kubernetes to run. We've solved that problem. We can run Kubernetes. We can get Kubernetes out of the public cloud. What we're saying is the problem is higher up the stack, and that's the driver for us to do this today, to help accelerate getting Kubernetes workloads into production as rapidly as possible.
And as you're talking about the challenges and complexity higher up in the stack, who are you going to target with this?
So initially, we're targeting customers who have small development teams, who need to get started fast, maybe making the transition from either traditional VM-based or non-Kubernetes container-based environments. Customers who are willing and happy to work with a SaaS-based product. So everything we're offering is on a SaaS. And customers who are Lens users, or would like to be Lens users. That's the target market for this. So small, dynamic development teams who want to focus on building their value, as I've mentioned, who don't necessarily have strong DevOps engineers to do that work.
And earlier, in the previous question, you're talking about this is not something new that was needed now. Is there other people also trying to solve the same problem? And yes, how different is this from what they are trying to do there?
There are other people trying to do this purely through software models or SaaS models where they're doing bits of the service. Our differentiator and our core differentiator is we're completely agnostic to the underlying Kubernetes platform. So that's the first. We're focused on outcomes. So instead of going, here's our piece of software, go run with it, we're saying, here's our software, and we'll operate it for you, and we'll support you right throughout that journey, including helping you analyze your product. So it's based on software with a very strong operational arm to it. And we're giving you access to those experts and those experienced engineers who've done real-world deployments of Kubernetes applications at scale to advise you on that journey, along with the software solutions to help you achieve your end goals. So one of the other core tenets of our overall offering is that for everything we're doing, we're offering it to customers with quantifiable metrics, which means customers can purchase the service on a weekly or monthly basis. We're able to then deliver those metrics to them on that regular basis, and then work with them to constantly get better along with us, and to measure the service and the service quality at each stage, so that they can make data-driven decisions about their applications and their use of infrastructure.
Shaun, thank you so much for taking time out today and talk, of course, about not only the challenges space, but how Mirantis is trying to solve some of those challenges, complexity higher up in the stack. Whenever I talk to CNCF folks, they're saying, hey, it's going to get even more complicated. Don't think that we are going to simplify things for you. The logos are going to grow. So thanks for talking about DevOpsCare. And I look forward to talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me and to hearing what we're doing in the future.